Yep. So the pressure is on for Mad Mega. We'll see if that affects his decision making at all as it makes his way through this game too. Both of our runners headed into Quickman first.
This music sounds so familiar. Creed, help me out. I know you're in the chat. What is this? You're our resident musical expert.
Runners pretty much neck and neck making their way through this stage.
Ah, there we go. Creed coming in with Sparkman.
And we've got Chickens and Quickman stage. I've got to say, this is one of my favorite rooms to watch runners move through with chickens in it, especially when they are not Buster immune, because you can get through there really quickly if you get it just right. I can't, but runners exist who can, and it's entertaining to watch.
Well, we've got both of our runners, and it looks like Mad Mega is a little bit ahead right now, so I think he's trying to subscribe to the theory of getting ahead and hopefully staying ahead for Game 2 here. He's the first to get to the gate by about 3 seconds, so we'll see if he can expand on that lead as we find... Ooh, Heatman. Ouch.
Heatman again. Heatman was in at the end of Quickman last game as well. So they might just be playing the same seed.
I don't know. Somebody was hopefully there to verify these things, but with him not being one of the Buster weak enemies, this is going to take a bit of time. Because something that I did not get to explain in the first match is, with the Robot Masters, this is easy mode, which, well, technically makes it easy. But 4 of the Robot Masters take 2 points of damage, 4 of the Robot Masters take 4. And Heatman is one of those Robot Masters you really hope takes 4. And unfortunately this time that was not the case.
Yeah, it is at least a fairly safe fight in that room, in that it's really easy to avoid him, but yeah, it still takes quite a while when you're just doing one lick of damage at a time. Both runners again also deciding to head into Flashman stage second, so still no route divergence just yet. We'll see where they go for
well, I think the
third.
route divergence is going to be in the third stage they pick. I think in Race 1, Dagit and Mad Mega flipped Flashman and Quickman, but they took those 2 stages on, you know, as the first 2 stages. Just, I think Mad Mega doing it in reverse order, starting with Flashman.
Yeah. You know, some runners will alternate, really just looking for, at least I know I look for Flash or Quick when I see this screen. You don't want to spend too much time looking for it. Some juking moves from Mad Mega and from Dagit as they both really want that E-Tank this time.
Yeah, Mad Mega actually took a little time to plink the walls to see if the Buster would be the crash vulnerable preferred weapon for this particular seed. Unfortunately, it was not.
That's one of those little gambles that's fairly safe. Is that Bubble Man again in Flash?
Yes, it is.
I think we're playing the same seed. I don't know what's going on here. But I do like that...
We'll see if, you know, we keep going and it's...
Bubble not tall enough to take the hit there. Runners finishing at virtually the same time. But yeah, I was like saying, I like that little gamble. It's a safe gamble of checking the wall without when you get the E-Tank, because if it is your buster or a weapon that you have out, and you can just keep on going and you save a little bit of time. Of course, if it's not, like it's the case this time, you lose a little bit of time.
Now, I don't think we picked up item 3, though, with the end of the Flashman stage, so I think that's about the only difference we've had so far between Game 1 and Game 2, but Dagit's finding some hidden metal crushers and rolling pretty good on his perception check there to see that... oh no, MadMega, you can't do that. That's not a shortcut.
Taking a death to Surprise Chicken in Airman stage, one of the more dangerous enemies you can get here just because they are relentless. But I don't think that Dagit is really concerned about trying to get good wood.
No,
so
he
it doesn't
didn't even
matter
try
as much to...
So,
yeah.
You know, it looks like he's just kind of going, okay, I'm comfortable with doing Woodman 3rd, and oh, MadMega.
Oh no!
Oh, that's another death. Ouch.
Yeah, that's not the most painful death, but it is quite a pain. Oh, they are metal blades tinking off of the chickens. MadMega looks like he's looking for something to be more effective than the Buster on those guys. But
accidentally use an E-Tank? I thought he had 2 E-Tanks.
He should have 2 E-Tanks. Yeah.
It looked like he went from 2 to 1. But, well...
He might have accidentally used an E-Tank. He should have 2 because he picked up Flash and Quickman's E-Tanks. So if he's missing one, he must have accidentally popped one. Still waiting for the update that stops that from happening when you've got full life.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate side effect for MadMega, as he basically threw away an E-Tank, as Dagit makes it through Woodman stage fairly unscathed, and we find Crashman, who's just kind of out for a walk in the park, just kind of strolling around. Oh, look at me, I can jump really high.
That is my favorite Flash, man. Just walks around, drops one bomb, goes about his business. MadMega, I think, might have needed to slow down a bit, because he's taking some hits and trying some jumps that he doesn't need to be trying with the crabs and the roosters earlier. Finally making it to the end of Airman stage here. Lost quite a bit of time with those 2 deaths, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, because MadMega knows he took those 2 deaths. He's behind a game. Playing passive is not going to help him. He's gonna have to kind of roll the dice at this point and hope he doesn't turn a bad situation worse. But we'll see what happens. As MadMega can hopefully finish off Quickman.
Yeah, it looked kind of tough because I couldn't see the boomerangs that he was throwing. I don't know if the color might have been slightly different on his actual screen.
Yeah, every once in a while, if you get a black background, you can also get a black weapon or something else, and you won't be able to see it. I've seen it with Metal Man, I've seen it with Quickman, I've seen it with Airman, where you just can't see the projectiles. And it's sad times for all involved in that fight.
Oh, it looks like we've got Buster, Immune, Joes, and Bubble Man stage. Both runners deciding to tackle Bubble Man 4th.
Well, it looks like Dagit's trying to be very careful, as he's at the end of the Bubble Man stage, and MadMega is just starting it. And we'll see if MadMega is able to pause buffer into position to pull off the zip for the Bubble Man stage. Just need where the middle platform is, he just needs to make it to that point, and then he can fall down. And as you see, he zips across the next section of the stage.
Able to find that air shooter is effective against the Joes, which might end up being useful information as the game goes on. I don't think Dagit has figured that out. Fighting Airman stuck in the ceiling.
Yeah, that's not one of the bosses I'd like to see in the Bubble Man stage, because Airman will just kind of stick to those spikes, and if you accidentally jump just a little too high and tap a spike, like we established in Game 1, Mega Man is actually made of balloons and will just pop.
Yeah, especially along with the fact that Airman is still blowing you around as you get up there, so that's something else you have to account for. It won't affect your vertical movement, but it could be enough to throw you off. MadMega
finding a fortunate item in the air shooter being effective against Airman. Didn't have to risk jumping up as high. And picking up item 3 as well, so it looks like both of our runners have item 3, although I don't believe MadMega has item 2 yet, as that was from Woodman stage.
Yeah, I believe so. And that seems to be a difference right now. Dagit with that item 2 heading into Heatman stage. Meanwhile, MadMega not waiting for item 1 to do any Metal Man zips, just going through ahead and doing it. Maybe thinking like I was mentioning with earlier in the last game, trying to get that E-Tank that he lost earlier.
Yeah, I think that was just unfortunate on his side of things, but it looks like MadMega is just trying to, possibly push a little too hard here, and hopefully it doesn't backfire on him. But it certainly looks to me like MadMega's just trying to go, alright, well, I'm just gonna go for it, and what happens, happens.
Yeah, it's a tough call, like you were saying earlier. He knows that he's behind, or he probably assumes he's behind in this game, knows that he's behind one game already. So he's probably wants to take some more chances, but you gotta balance taking the chances with surviving to the end of the game. And if you end up losing time to death, then the chances taken don't help out as much. Dagit's going ahead and popping an E-Tank right now to demonstrate that point.
I was gonna say that he was in danger of getting bodied by Woodman, but unfortunately he bounced off the leaf shield, which only did 2 points of damage. A body shot would have done somewhere around 8, and when you have 4 ticks of energy left, 4 minus 8 equals not good.
Yeah, that's what my calculator displayed.
And it looks like Dagit's actually picked up item 1, and it looks like he's going to try to zip here. Oh, just misses it.
Yeah, item 1 looks like it's coming out just a bit.
Needs to
moving, disappearing just a little bit fast.
I think he's got it. There we go.
Yeah. And that's another one of those things you have to calculate after a while. When you're going for something like that, do you keep trying for it, or do you worry about losing time? I think he still saved a bit of time, though, by waiting to pull it off.
Oh, it looks like the ride armor is immune to the air shot, but MadMega knows the Sniper Joes are already vulnerable to that air shooter. The hot dogs are having none of it, though.
Yeah, looks like it might just be that everything tinks off, or air shooter tinks off everything except for the Joes.
Oh, Dagit's in trouble
that
here.
Is not looking good. Oh, no, I don't think...
Oh! Turned left right at the last second so that he'd get pushed to the right. Well done, Dagit.
Well played. That did not look good.
And it looks like MadMega is going for the Goodwood zip again here. Hopefully he can pull it off in short order, as he's got the quick boomerang equipped this time around, so it looks like he shouldn't have any problem with the trigger here.
Dagit, meanwhile, finishing up Metal Man and the Metal Man, going on to his next Robot Master.
And MadMega depositing himself into the abyss, but skipping to the boss door.
Yep. Going in to fight Crash and Wood, while Dagit heads to Airman stage. We'll have to see if he has as much trouble here as MadMega did.
Oh,
with that item too, it does not look like he will.
I didn't even see what boss that was, but I'm pretty sure it was Crash Man.
Yeah, that was a dumb crash in there. Dagit using item 2 to skip through a good chunk of that first room in Airman stage.
So we've got Dagit halfway through Airman stage with Crash Man left to go. And we have MadMega just starting the Heatman stage with also having Crash Man to go. Unfortunately for MadMega, I think those 2 deaths are going to put him about a minute behind, and hopefully he can find a way to push through Heatman here.
Yeah, it's definitely affecting the race more than anything else right now, with those 2 deaths that he took in Airman stage. Should put him a bit behind. He's gonna be rewarded at least by grabbing item 1 from Heatman stage. Of course, MadMega's already got it, so he's gonna have a bit of an advantage going in. Like I said, maybe a minute sooner than MadMega into Crash Man, and if trends hold into the Wily stages, just have to see how our runners fare there. Oh, MadMega.
Yeah, Dagit's already on the. Oh, this is gonna be. I think MadMega a little. I think he's got to jump up to the ladder. If
he's out of item 3 now.
Well, he can fix that soon enough. He's got 2 power-ups right there, but he's going to end up resetting the prop tops, and he's going to have to shoot them away before he tries to climb up with item 3. Oh, he gets so lucky there.
Able to pull it off. All right.
MadMega a little early with the item 2. I don't think it'll affect anything, but you never know. We got 1752 for.
I think Freako might be having a bit of an issue with his mic.
Yeah, my cat decided to jump up on my lap and yanked my mic loose. Oh well. Not that I should blame my cat. I prime target for getting pounced on by the cat, and cat took full advantage of it.
Okay, Dagit getting around to that zip he was working on. Lost a little bit of time there setting it up. Having to clear out that room a bit. MadMega finished up his
sparing no expense at being 150% savage and taking a shot at me here, but
looks like we've got some cat issues in chat as well.
Yeah. But,
there's some cat issues in chat.
MadMega's got some issues, and he's about a minute 20 behind right now. Because it was a little before 18 minutes. This Crash Man stage.
That Flash Man weapon, though. It looked like it was just freezing for an instant. Dagit had to spam it pretty much to get up that room with the lag frog in it.
Yeah, it looks like Mad Mega is actually gonna risk going through the elevator boards, but I guess with snails, it looks like they might be pretty free here, comparatively speaking. Yeah, the snails just, nope, we're out. Peace. Gotta go. Bye.
Which is definitely a little bit helpful. He might have, versus trying to set up the zip, saved himself a little bit of time in the end.
Well, just like you were talking about before, it was Mad Mega looked like he tried to set up the zip and just went, nope, I'm not going to be able to do this. But I think Mad Mega might also have a minor little problem with, yeah, we see it right there. Mad Mega doesn't have any extra lives, so if he would use the crash zip, that's a game over.
Yeah.
Which, surprisingly, a game over does not help you unless you're going against the alien and need to refill your weapon energy. That's about the only time it might actually help you.
Yeah, exactly. So that is a consideration. I hadn't even looked at his lives there. So he's forced to take the long way up, or the relatively long way up. Dagit making his way into the Wily stages at 21 minutes.
Yeah, so let's see when Wily disappears into his castle here, and we'll use that. So it looks like it'll be 21:32. So we'll see where Mad Mega gets into the invasion of Wily's castle. But I guess since you went first in Game 1, I'll go first this time around. What we like to do in Wily 1 is guess the color of the Mecha Dragon, which is the boss of the stage. And we added a little extra incentive to guess the weakness as well. I am going to say it's a Barbie world. Now, I'm actually going to say it's Barney the Purple Dinosaur. And I'm going... I changed my mind because Metalo said the Barbie Dragon, and I saw that in chat, and I'm like, no, I am not going to pick the same thing. But I'm going to go with... Let's go with the Quick Boomerang this time around. Because, like, everything else wasn't randomized, so why would the boss weakness be?
I was just going to say, I noticed that that Crash Climb, again, had the Chanky grill guys. Yeah, which is the same as the last seed as well, so I have no idea what's going on with the seed. I was gonna say chartreuse for the color, but I don't actually know what color that is. So instead, I'm gonna say green for the dragon, green and blue, and crash bombs. Always crash.
All right. Well, it looks like Mad Mega X is looking at a 1.5-minute deficit here going into the Wily 1 stages. So we'll see if he can make up time, and hopefully Dagit stays ahead and gets through the stages in short order here.
Hopefully for Dagit, oh, that looks like green and blue to me. As a commenter, I'm kind of hoping that Dagit runs into some trouble, so we end up with that game 3.
Yeah, well, I can't say I'm not rooting for it too, but you know, come on, we have to be unbiased, and you know, well, you know, that whole Quick Boomerang thing, I finally got something right.
Yeah. Is this even? Blah, blah, blah. Dagit not having too much trouble. Even with that boomerang, it looked like it was curving down a bit more severely than would be normal.
Well, game 1, that Quick Boomerang just looked like it went up at about a 60-degree angle and just... Nope. No thank you. I'm not coming back. I'm not gonna go out, about, around, nothing.
That's actually why the Quick Boomerang is my favorite weapon in the randomizer. Because it just gets really random and goes in all sorts of directions.
Yeah, the air shooter's pretty crazy like that, too. I see it wrap around the screen and all other sorts of madness. So we have Mad Mega going up against the dragon here. Hopefully, we'll see. I think he's got item 1 equipped right now. I don't think that's going to be a effective against the Mecha Dragon here.
Yeah, the items tend to not do very much damage, so you don't normally see runners using that against bosses.
Looks like he's just going to run right down the list, and nope, air shooter is a negative. Leaf shield? No. Bubble lead? Well, we know it's not going to work. And there we go, there's the quick boomerang.
Quick boomerang making quick work. That's what Mad Mega can do to catch up. Metal Blade again is effective against Pico Pico. It looks like Dagit's gonna actually stick with it this time. As soon as I said that, switch it over to the Buster.
Well, if you can use no weapon energy whatsoever, I think that's the effective strategy, is to just use the Buster.
No, it makes sense, yeah. I think it's just trying to decide if the Metal Blade was quicker and worth it enough to try to stick with it, but like you said, going back to the Buster, using no weapon energy is better than using some.
I
Just
think
funny that, again, the Metal Blade was effective, and it's effective against the crash walls, it looks like, too. I don't know if Dagit has checked the walls.
Well, we'll see soon enough, because I'm almost certain he'll check them right here if Game 1 was any kind of indicator. And here we go with Dagit doing the weapon item dance for an E-Tank here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mad Mega's not close enough to catch up while he's doing this, like in the first race.
Well, you never know.
Well, just at that particular stop. In the last race,
yeah,
that's
that's
where
true.
the lead changed right then.
Dagit's definitely going to have to make a mistake of some kind to allow Mad Mega to get back into this particular game. But, you know, I'm trying not to say much of anything. Mad Mega actually just using the Metal Blade and sticking with it. Dagit switching over to the Buster.
Yeah, it does look like the Buster was taking fewer shots than Metal Blade is.
Well,
I was looking away.
No,
I'm not sure if...
Mega.
oh, gosh. I'm not sure if he actually tried Buster. Did he try Buster on
he went right to the Metal Blade.
Yeah, and that's when you find something that works, some runners, you just... in some scenarios, just don't want to change, because you could end up wasting more time fishing than you do just finding something that works. It's unfortunate they didn't grab that E-Tank, though. He's got full E-Tanks. Or that he didn't use the E-Tank, I mean.
I think that caught him completely by surprise, that the Picotan blocks do that much damage, because I didn't really think of it either, as Dagit used the air shooter to take out the Guts Dozer. So I kind of figured Mad Mega could take a hit, and then he'd use one of the E-Tanks to get through, and that was unfortunately not the case.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, when you're behind a game, you know, you gotta take some chances, but at the same time, again, dying is not generally a good thing for your race. Finding the air shooter is a lot more effective than the Metal Blades were, but taking up quite a bit of energy.
Backed off of it, and he's gonna go with Quick Boomerang again. Even though it looks like it takes like 5 or 6 shots, I guess I'm actually sort of surprised Mad Mega just didn't try the Buster like Dagit did.
Yeah, I don't know. All I can say is that I'm assuming that air shooter was taking up too much ammo for him, and that's the only reason he went ahead and switched. But I mean, he's pretty low on quick boomerang now as well.
Yeah, that's going to put him in a bit of a bad position because you get into the later sections, you don't get many item refills or weapon energy refills, and that can be a problem. But we'll see what happens with MadMega. Is he's going to not take the E-Tank. Looks like he's okay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's going to switch over and refill his weapons.
Yeah, right now it is Dagit's game to lose. Well, he seems to be having no trouble making his way through Wily 4 so far. Knows the crash wall weakness. We'll probably do a little bit of testing to try to figure out what Boo Beam's weak to and be on his way.
Yeah, it's I think the Metal Blade and Leaf Shield are going to get tested just to make sure. Well, actually, it wouldn't be the Metal Blade because we know that's the crash wall weakness.
Yeah, just try out the Leaf Shield, going ahead and clearing out all of those walls since it's basically free to do so. Oh, MadMega making his way into the Gusto. So Air Shooter again for Boo Beam. A little easier to curve those shots when we don't have any walls in the way.
Yeah, that's very true. That was a little less eventful. MadMega is going to run into a little bit of a problem because the Air Shooter was the weakness for both Gutsdozer and the Boo Beam turrets. And Dagit's going to be into the refights at 32 minutes. And we see MadMega's a stage behind at this point.
Yeah, hopefully he finds himself filling up that Air Shooter a bit because I don't... Oh, of course he skips the energy. I don't think I've seen a match where a runner has run out of Boo Beam of the Boo Beam weakness energy.
It actually happened to Kumba in Game 3 yesterday. Even though he was... I mean, he was in slideshow mode, but he admitted in the SRL that the reason he forfeited was that he ran out of energy in the Boo Beam, and he had like 5 extra guys left and would have had to kill them all off before he could actually continue on. And at that point, he was just done for.
I missed the end of the match yesterday. That's really unfortunate. Well, we're hoping not to see a repeat of that here in real time.
Yeah, it's definitely a very unfortunate turn of events. To be honest with you, I thought Kumba was going to be a force to be reckoned with in this tournament, but unfortunately, it just wasn't his day.
Dagit finding that Metal Blade was not effective, and at least Shield is hardly effective from the looks of it against this Bubble Man here.
Yeah, Bubble Man's one of the bosses.
So not in trouble.
You can just kind of bounce Bubble Man around above you. This, I think, Flash Man does the same thing if you get him set up in the right spot.
Oh yeah, MadMeg's gonna have some trouble unless he picks up a drop right here, and it doesn't look like he's stopping for it.
No, this is definitely gonna be close. We know what's not gonna work is the Metal Blade on the Boo Beam turret, and MadMega realizing that almost immediately. And he's about to get the not-so-good news, as he's going to have to try to set up a shot that gets 2 of the turrets with one shot, and he's trying to measure it out. I think he's enough if he doesn't miss.
It's possible it's going to be incredibly close, though. See, I think he has to hit both of those with multiple shots from the air shooter.
Oh, it looks like he's going to get it. But we have Dagit. Yeah, that was super close. But,
I think that was worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah, Dagit is looking really good on most of his weapon energy supplies as he's into Victory Road. And let's get a quick guess on what the alien's going to be this time around.
I'm going to say yellow alien with shit. What was the weakness last time? Bubble?
No, it was your Crash Boom.
Yeah, Precious Crash, the best weapon. So probably Crash again.
I'm going to say
this is
pink
essentially
and
the same
air.
seed as last time. Pink and yellow, both half right for the color.
Now let's see if not the bubble lead. Quick boomerang. Let's see. Looks like he's going for the metal blade while he's up there. Nope. Crash bomb. Oh, not crash bomb this time around.
Charge heat?
Yeah, looks like it. And wow, that moves super slow.
Even the alien weakness wants to give MadMega a chance to catch up.
Unfortunately, MadMega has run out of time, and Dagit's going to take Game 2 and the match with an official SRL time of 37 minutes and 2 seconds.
GG to Dagit, as he stays alive in this race.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to move on to face LV Creed in the round of the losers bracket. And unfortunately, MadMegaX381 losing here in the losers bracket will eliminate him from the tournament. MadMega is going to make his way through the bosses. I don't know if he's seen the dot done from his opponent, but MadMega is still going to run it through and see where he's at. And here we go with, looks like a Buster Week Wily machine. As I wasn't quite paying attention. Oh, MadMega might be in trouble here, and he's going to use an E-Tank. And MadMega will be headed into Victory Road after polishing off the Wily machine. Looking to see if Dagit wants to jump in to the Discord for a quick interview here. MadMega looks fairly confident with his item energy, just running to the right in Victory Road, which is a strategy I would probably go for no matter what, because the last thing that happens is I take a death and then I use the refills knowing what I need to refill on for the alien. I believe we've been invaded here and joined by Dagit in the Discord here.
Hello.
Hey, GG.
Thank you.
Well done.
So, how does it feel?
I was pretty nervous in the first race. I don't know how well you guys could tell, but like that death and bubble was definitely nerves. And the second one, it just felt all like smooth and just like I was going.
Okay, with an official SRL time of 40 minutes 27 seconds, MadMegaX381 finishes Game 2, and that's going to do it for our match. Dagit winning 2-0 and moving on in the losers bracket to face LV Creed.
Yeah.
Got any,
go ahead.
got any thoughts on the pending matchup against LV Creed, Dagit?
Yeah, so the thing I've been telling people is, oh, I really want to play Mega Man 11, but I'm in this tournament right now, and I need to practice for that, so I can't get Mega Man 11 until I'm out of the tournament. So, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to my match with Creed, because I'll finally be able to get Mega Man 11.
Well, that doesn't mean that you'll be out, so depending on how that goes, you might have to put it off for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Come on, have some faith in yourself at least. Come on now.
I'm gonna race my best, but you know, it's Creed. I'm not gonna assume that.
Trust me, I know. But yeah, that first race was incredibly close. There were multiple lead changes, and we really weren't sure which way that was going to go until like the basically until it was over. So how'd you guys feel about that one? I think that was the one where pretty much everything was Buster immune for the most part.
Yeah, that one was challenging, and the nerves didn't help. Yeah, I feel like I could have done that one better, but that one was also a challenging one.
I noticed both of you guys actually did the exact same thing in the refights in the first race. You both had 2 E-tanks and both took a death instead of using one of those E-tanks to keep going in the refights. It was one of the reasons why everything stayed so close at the end, because if either one of you hadn't done that, that person probably would have won.
Yeah, that was an oversight on. There were a couple of times today where I lost track of my health and wasn't really paying attention to my health versus the weapon energy, which was what I was more concerned with for the most part. And I just didn't play those particularly well today. That's for sure.
By the way, that was MadMegaX who just joined us. I think we pointed that out.
GG, yeah, MadMega.
Thank you, GGU. That was the first race was really good. Sorry I couldn't do better on the second one.
What was up with those Wily 4s? Both Wily 4s. There was it was just a ghost town in the elevator rooms.
Yeah, I hate when they're empty, but I think I'd rather prefer them to be empty than certain enemy sets, like the rabbits, for example. I really don't like the rabbits in the elevator rooms, but yeah, they were just totally empty. So you couldn't really deboost or anything. It was pause buffering, and that was really all you had at your disposal in the third elevator room.
Yeah, it always weirds me out when they're empty. Like it like throws me off. I'm like, there's supposed to be stuff here that I need to avoid. Where is it? Is it gonna pop in like, you know, 3 seconds in?
That's what I always worry about. Is that there's nothing here. Is it going to pop in when I'm in the middle of a jump and get hit and then just completely get hosed there because they popped in at the last second? So
I always think it's kind of partly that and partly like you expect Wily 4 to be hard. You expect to have some crazy surprise. And whenever you come to an empty room in a video game, I think there's a TV trope for it, the empty room psych. You feel like you're being tricked somehow.
Yeah.
There's invisible enemies hiding in there for you or something.
And with the randomizer, sometimes that does happen too, where things are like it's usually with the energy refills that won't spawn in immediately, but like there's definitely, because you don't have any idea what to expect in any of the rooms. I mean, there are enemies that come from the ceiling and all sorts of things, so you never have any idea what you're going to end up with.
Well, on top of sometimes things are just invisible. I forget. I think it was MadMegaX. You were fighting Quickman in one of the boss rooms, and the boomerangs were black, and the background was black.
Yeah.
And so we just see you taking damage and don't know where it's coming from. And I think you got out of that one with just like a tick or two of life at the end.
Yeah, that one of those. I definitely just I was able to dodge the last hit and was able to put him down. If whoever got hit next was dying, whether it was Quickman or me, so that was I remember that one being pretty tense. But
I think it was the first seed. I think the leaf shield was black. And so when I was fighting the alien and I wanted to try it out, I couldn't remember if it was vertically reversed. So I fired one shot, couldn't tell what happened, and then I was like, I'll try everything else first.
Yeah, I tried that, and it's black on black, and I can't see it, so I'm just like, I don't think it hit him. I'm just gonna try something else now.
Yeah, it's so weird when that happens.
At least we didn't have any of the bosses where they had black health bars on a black background, because I've had those, and those are it's like I don't even know if I'm doing damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How about also that both of you guys managed to trick Bubble Man into standing still during that first game.
The Bubble Man lobotomy.
Yeah, that in the thing about him in the first fight too was that that AI would just follow you and sit on top of you, and so if you could get him to just get like stuck in that wall, you're just like, all right, now I don't have to worry about him sitting on me and doing just tons of damage, because he's not dangerous otherwise, but when he's sitting on top of you, he's pretty hard to hit with just the Buster.
Yeah, Huggy Bubble is a tough, especially first boss to get straight off the bat. I think in the second match, Bubble happened to be immune to Metal Blade and wasn't taking much damage from Leaf Shield either, which is usually how you would combat a Huggy Bubble. So it's kind of fortunate that wasn't what happened in the first game.
Yeah,
definitely.
Very fortunate.
So I don't know, Frico, you got any thoughts for these guys?
Not really. I think most of everything that I wanted to bring up was just brought up. I think we touched on everything that came up that was that I can remember, at least, an issue during the run.
Well, we'll say it looked like the biggest swing in this last game was that Airman stage for you, Mad Mega.
Yeah,
you lost quite a bit of time there at the beginning.
I did not play that very well. I made a couple of mistakes that I should know better than, but that stage is always tough when you have the chickens, and
yeah.
I didn't. Since I go to that stage relatively early in my like prescribed order when I play through, I usually don't have much, and I don't generally feel like I need a ton for that stage. That's kind of the one time though where if I'm there and the chickens aren't one hit Buster kill, I kind of wish I have a better arsenal. But that was it wasn't so bad. They were only three hits to kill, so like I should have been able to get through there, and just did not play it very well and took 2 bad deaths, and that was a big loss for sure.
And I think even the time stopper was just really terrible in this last seed.
Oh yes, because it was pretty much instantaneous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was another thing I saw in during the crash climb. We got to the frog at the top. Both of you had a little bit of a issue there. Dagit, I think you used the flash stopper, which I didn't even notice it was instantaneous at first because you were just spamming it so quickly. And I think Mad Mega used the leaf shield to get through there.
Yeah, one of the times I used a leaf shield, one of them I used the metal blades. I think those are the two ways that I got through there. That worked pretty well for the most part. That's one of the reasons I saved that stage for last, is that depending upon what they put up there, you can just get knocked down on all kinds from all kinds of things. So you almost need to have a full arsenal there just to make sure that you don't get stuck someplace.
Yeah, I do crash last like 95% of the time. Just because every item you have is useful in that stage, and every, like, you know, if you have Time Stopper, that's useful. If you have Metal Blade, Leaf Shield, like all these weapons that fire in some direction other than just straight out are super useful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of weapons that fire in a direction other than straight out, that air shooter for Blue Beam. So that was a very interesting fight on Mad Mega's end. We were talking about it the whole time as you approached, because you were low on air, because it was also the guts that was your weakness, I think. And you didn't refill before going in there, so it was like you were right at the buzzer.
I think I had one air energy left. I think I had one shot left. And once I found out that it was air, I tried to minimize how much I used it, so I got as close to the Blue Beam as possible. But what I didn't realize when I did that is that it eats more of the shots directly. Like if you stand if you stand a little further away, it actually does more damage because it hits each of them with each of the air tornadoes, as opposed to if you're on top of it, it only really gets hit once. So luckily, I only made that mistake once, and I had enough to finish the fight. But as soon as I found out it was air, I was like, of course it is, because this is the one item that I don't have a full complement of. And
then Dagit, you spent quite a bit of time looking like you were trying to curve around the curve around the walls instead of blowing them up.
Yeah, it was. I really didn't know what to do there, because I was getting flustered on those corner jumps, and then like the barriers, and I didn't want to menu again, and like, oh, just die, you stupid Blue Beam turret. You know, that's kind of what was going through my head.
I had two other things. Getting that E-Tank in Metal Man stage and doing the pause buffer jump across. Daggett, you had had us on the edge of our seats, because there was an egg that dropped right there on the edge while you were jumping in your pause buffer, and you managed to turn around just in time to catch the damage boost to actually land on the ledge. And while we were sure that you were going to take a death there, I thought that was going to be one of the things that evened it up.
I have no idea how that worked. Like I was like, do I keep pause buffering? Because like I'm a goner, I'm going in this pit. And then I didn't go in the pit, and I was like, all right, guess I go on.
I can somewhat explain that, because you get knocked back in whatever direction you're facing. So by you switching to look left right before you took the hit, that moved you to the right. If you were still moving to the right and facing right, you would have got knocked back to the left and sent down into the pit.
So Mega Man 2 is actually kind of weird in that. So I think some of the other games do consider what direction Mega Man's facing for the knockback, but in 2 it's actually how your hitbox overlaps with the thing that hit you that determines whether you go left or right.
It's one of
the novel. No, it is a little different there, because it's one of the reasons that makes fast air on vanilla Mega Man 2 work, because you or makes it difficult, so to speak, is that they're the first deboost that you take. Your position and how you hit the one air lightning lord, you can be facing forward and it'll still push you forward. It's a weird thing on. I don't know what the process is for how it functions, but it factors in your position versus the position of the hitbox overlapping you. It's weird, and it doesn't always work. It usually looks that way, where whatever way you're facing, it hits you the other way, but it's not quite always the case. It's Mega Man 2's damage is and like the knockback is strange.
Yeah, it is very strange. The same with Heatman. There's like the little guys that go along the floor right before the first ladder, and if you hit that guy on that ledge, the top one, he'll always knock you forward if you hit him like, you know, as early as possible. And it's like, I don't know why, but it just works out that way.
It's a very well-made game.
Yes, yes.
There was one more thing I wanted to ask about. Mad Mega, you do Goodwood. I'm not sure if you do Goodwood, Dagit. But you go to Wood early, or you go to Wood as one of your earlier stages. I think you did that third both times, which I was just wondering what the reasoning was behind that.
Yeah, so I tried doing Goodwood a few times, and it cost me. And then in practice, I even soft locked, because if you get the fan on the screen right after you set up the Goodwood, it can just soft lock. So I kind of decided maybe the wood zip isn't worth it. So I kind of the way I think about the route is items and E-tanks. So like I try to get flash and quick out of the way, of course, to get E-tanks. And if I'm out of E-tanks when I come out of that, then I want to go to metal right away and stock up on E-tanks. But if I'm doing good on E-tanks, then I want to wait until I have item 1 and find out if it's zippable, because the metal zip is easy and saves good time, right? So if you can get it, like, that's awesome. But I'd rather have E-tanks than get that zip, so I kind of make that trade-off.
Yeah, I mean, Goodwood in, you know, you can soft lock, and it's one of the things that like if you just poke your head up there and find out if it's safe, you can you know, it costs a few seconds, but then you don't run the risk of a soft lock. But even then, I'm not entirely certain how much time it saves, because I try to save wood for later so that I have the full complement of stuff to make that trick easier. Mm-hmm. Like, you can do it without boomerang and you can do it without heat. It just, not having those two things makes it a little harder and a little slower. So I try to wait to do that until I have both of those weapons, but sometimes you don't, and I just, if I don't have everything, a lot of times I'll skip it, because the amount of time I'll waste trying to get the ladder set up on the later screen is because that's a frame perfect input. Well, it's pushing B and down on for a single frame at the same time, and that's hit or miss for me.
Yeah, well, that's more than I can say.
It's the same. You can actually do it. It's the same exact thing as the magnet beam, the early magnet grab in Mega Man 1, to get onto the ladder. So you're basically like standing while grabbing the ladder.
Oh no! As you put it in terms of early magnet beam, it's no problem.
Yeah. It's just that it's like it's so much easier with boomerang though, because all you have to do is just hold B and then you're good. And so that's
yeah, I can't do the early magnet beam, so that's another thing. Is if I were going to go for Goodwood, I'd want to know I have quick. But of course, in the randomizer, on the weapon get screen, you have no idea what weapon you just got, so you have to like kind of open up your menu and check to find out, like, do I have quick? Do I have, you know, item 1 or 3? You know, do I have everything I need to do this zip?
Right.
I think that's about all I had. This is unfortunately the end of the road for you in the tournament, Mad Mega X. How are you feeling?
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy that I got as far as I did. I wasn't, you know, I've played a lot of vanilla Mega Man, but I haven't played a ton of randomizers in general, or even really a ton of ROM hacks. To be honest, so you know, getting as far as I did, I felt pretty good about it, and you know, for the most part, I feel like I had good runs. You know, once or twice I had some. You know, I think the very last run, I don't think I had a particularly good one, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how I did. So I can't complain. I mean, the first race was really close, and that was good. And in all honesty, even if I hadn't made the mistakes I made in the second race, I'm not sure I would have beat Dagit's time. So, you know, that's the losses that I've had for the most part have been races I don't know that I could have beaten, even if I would have played flawlessly. So, I really can't be too upset about that.
Fair and even-minded. Appreciate it. How about you, Daggy? As you move on, how are you feeling?
I feel like the races today were pretty good. I made mistakes, like I said, in the first one, just because of nerves and whatnot. I kind of started this tournament with, like, I hadn't played the randomizer very much, so I started practicing a lot once the tournament started, and I feel like I've improved a ton. But I don't know if it's enough for my next match, because I know Creed is very experienced, and you know he plays the randomizer very well. So we'll see. Hopefully I can force him to 3 rounds, but I don't know that I can win.
Well, we're just gonna have to see. We won't know until that match gets scheduled and played. And I mean, it's anybody's tournament still. Well, it's not my tournament or MadMegaX's, but it's anybody's tournament. Generally speaking, everyone's got a shot.
Everybody that's left, yeah.
Absolutely.
Top 8 match from the Dagit and LV Creed. The loser can say that they made the top 8 of the tournament. Moving on, you go to the top 6. Then you basically get top 4, then top 3, top 2, top 1, and, you know, just keep improving from where you are. So, you know, hopefully it'll all work out in the end, and you end up pleasantly surprised with how everything went.
I think that's the one thing we can say. It's been a very entertaining tournament so far, and I'm sure it will continue to be so. I'm very impressed at how people are playing and how, especially in particular, I was saying earlier how much you've improved, Daggett. When we started out, you and I have very similar PBs, and that is no longer the case at all.
Well, keep practicing. No, but I do think it'll be cool if we have another one of these tournaments, and I don't know how long we should wait, 6 months, a year, whatever. Because I think like everybody has improved a ton. Like I think, you know, in the group stage, like skill levels were all over the place, and you know, people weren't as practiced. And I think even if we did the group stage over again, like it would be totally different now.
I don't know. I think, you know, most of the people that ended up being eliminated in the group stage, probably, you know, assuming that they may or may not be, you know, improving at all and just moved into a different game while, you know, they were eliminated from this tournament. You can't really tell.
True.
I've probably gotten worse.
I mean, I can admit that I've stayed exactly where I was from the beginning of the tournament. My left hand still is not out of its cast yet, so I'm just saying that I started with a non-existent time, and that's exactly where I am right now.
Nope, nowhere to go but up then.
Exactly. So you know, I could be entirely in, you know, the top tier of runners, or I could be just completely, you know, out of it with not having the time to train like you guys do and get better by just simply doing seed after seed.
Yeah, it just has to remain to be seen. Hopefully, when we do another one of these in however many months, as long as it's not in the next 2 months so I can actually play, then we'll have to see where everybody is at that point.
That'll be interesting to see, but I think at this point, thank you, MadMega, for being a part of the tournament, and good job, Daggett, and hopefully you can take out LV Creed and keep going in the tournament.
Oh, who's showing bias now?
LV Creed's the one sandbagging in the chat and saying, "Oh, times have been so bad lately. You know, like, I mean, he went into the Metalo match, and I think he was beaten before that match ever even started. And I don't think I want to see you thinking in the same way. That, you know, you're just, okay, I'm going in, I've already lost, it's just a formality. It's just not a good way to play, you know?
And in reality, anytime you're dealing with a randomizer, you never know. Any random thing can hang up somebody, no matter how good they are. Just it can be the perfect storm. You know, that's definitely a thing that's happened. So
That is
you know,
very true.
so that's one of the nice things about a randomizer. It's like there's obviously there's a lot of skill involved, but there's also the, you know, there's a little bit of luck to make sure that the things that you are a little, you know, there's going to be things that you're strong or weak at, and, you know, if you get everything that you're good at and that happens to be something that another player isn't particularly strong at, that can swing what would be you know, what somebody might think in one way or another for a race. So it's just fun to watch races like that is all. Yeah.
So you guys got anything else?
No, just good luck moving on, Daggett, and
Thank you.
you know, good luck against Creed. I'll be rooting for you. So that's it for me. Thanks for letting me, you know, be a part of the tournament, and it was a lot of fun. You know, I'd definitely be interested in doing another one of these in the future. So
So thank you. It was nice to race against you.
you as well. Thank you.
We've entered the section where everyone says thank you about 5,000 times.
Yes.
Yeah, which
Thank you,
means,
Easy.
I think we're pretty much just about done here. It's just, you know, going through the thank yous, and we'll be on our way, I think.
Yeah, thanks guys for the race. It was a blast. It was very entertaining. Appreciate you being in the tournament. Congratulations as you move on, Daggett. Thank you, Duckfist, for making the thing. Thank you, Charlie, for making the other thing. Thank you, Frico, for commentating with me. Thank you, everyone, for letting me continue to be a part of this thing. I'm having a blast as often as I am actually able to get in here and be in chatter and commentate and take part and participate. So yeah, thanks for everything, everyone. Hope you guys had a good time. Maybe next time we'll actually get a random seed instead of all that vanilla nonsense. And that's it for me. Follow the runners. We keep forgetting to say that a whole bunch. We need to say that more. Follow these runners.
Yeah, I'd like to say I was worth following, but right now, not so much.
Follow the commentators too, for sure.
Push the wrong button. Follow everyone. I'm not particularly active right now because I've started class and I don't really have a lot of time, but definitely in the future. And Charlie Boy, you know, people who are more. Oh, that was what I was going to say. There's still the weeklies tonight. It's not going to be streamed on Speed Gaming or whatever, but there is the Sunday weeklies of the randomizer. If you're interested in Mega Man 2 randomizer, that's at 10 and usually 11, and sometimes we do another one after that even. So you've got 2 to 3 races that'll be happening tonight, unless something has changed since the last time I've been here. So there's that, if you like this thing.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn to do all my little thank yous. We already went through Charlie Boy, Duckfist, the runners. Although I do want to say thank you, Daggett. I believe it was you who made the tracker overlay, correct?
Yes, thank you.
And let's see. Thank you to the viewers. That's another thing that without them, I don't think anybody would be able to hear us doing the commentary, which would be rather silly. But I think that's about it. And thank you for for doing commentary with me, Easy Danger, and
Of course.
see what happens going forward with so few matches left to even do. I almost feel like I'm starting to lose something out of my day because I only have so few opportunities to do commentary for the tournament anymore.
Well, switch to keyboard, play with one hand, and getting these weekly.
I do. I'm the problem is I can play one button games like Tecmo Bowl, no problem. But any time where I have to hit two separate buttons at the same time, I can't figure out how to manage that.
Oh, you'll get there.
So, hopefully by the end of this month, I should be out of my cast. They said 2 weeks when I went a couple days ago, so we'll see what happens at that point. But
Congrats.
yeah. Oh, believe me, I've been counting the days ever since it happened, but, Ay. But at that point, I think it's about time we say our goodbyes and shut it down and make way for whatever happens to be coming up next.
I think there's a Ori Randomizer, which I didn't even know was a thing. It's going to be popping up on this channel at 8:30, so stay tuned for that if that's a thing that you are into. And I think we're taking off. So thanks, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.